everyone, hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be diving, sort of, into Beast Wars Neo, thanks to our buddy Maximal 10, and Stampy. Well, sort of Stampy. This is a KO of Stampy. Cute, young, and annoying as they come. Stampy, he's going to be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is a KO of Beast Wars Neo Stampy, and it compromises very little. It does compromise a bit, but it compromises very little. The coloration certainly is compromised, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Overall, I've had a few of these KOs in the past, and it's been varying degrees of success. In fact, my Lio Jr. is still the KO Lio Jr. Is this any good? I mean, Stampy's like the wheelie of Beast Wars in my estimation. He's a coward and he runs away, even though he is a good scout. But is this any good? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. Yes, indeed, we're going into Beast Wars Neo. Well, sort of. Really what we're going into, I suppose, is, where do I even start with this? Okay. There's a lot going on with this packaging here. I'm going to try and cover it all because it's hilarious. So over on the side over here it says Beast Warrior, and we have what is essentially the RID 2015 Autobot logo, but now it has a tiger head in it that says The Beast Robot. Over here it says Robot Toys, which is fine. And then when we get down bottom it says Beast Warrior, W-A-R-R-I-A-R, and it's robot.war. And the picture is not of a beast, but obviously of a version of Starscream with a maniacal grin, and it's very much colored in like toy accurate colors. It's the weirdest thing, but it's not the end of the weird things by any stretch of the imagination, because though it says Beast Warrior, W-A-R-R-I-O-R, on the side over here, when we go to the back, they've changed one of the O's to another A. So now it again says Beast Warrior. And though you can't see the little writing up there at the top above Beast Warrior, it says, the deformation process, the robot, a few components will exercise at the same time. So we're going to be exercising some components here. My favorite is that we see a whole bunch of guys here, like, Shadow Panther, Cheetors down here, right? Here's Break up here, for example, right? And here's our boy Stampy down here, who we're kind of sort of looking at. I love that, the names that they're given are just things like the Hare, Panther, Ankylosaurus, Tiger Goo, or Tiger God, I'm not sure. Pterosaur is actually given the name Pterosaur, even though that's definitely not the Pterosaur colors. Break is just called Penguin. Then we have Crab King. Crab King. And the very first one is like Varinio. I don't even know what this first one is, to be honest with you. I love that these are the Robbit, R-O-B-B-T shape, shown up top, and when we see the animals down bottom, that's when they're after going through zoomorphism. I love it, zoomorphism. And then down here, they got the please recycling right, but I like that below it It says, a slightly different images and real manly in kind. So these KOs are real, you guessed it, real manly. So, yeah, I'm sure this is going to be just fine. So without really wasting any time here, you can see the KO of Stampy here and the actual Stampy over here. I know you can't see it very well, but this really isn't worth any more effort than this. So Stampy should mostly be white with like gray on the thighs and some gray and kind of gold on the main body. And his arms are actually more parts than what we have on the KO and better articulated. So the coloration definitely way off on the KO, as is some of the articulation, but you get an idea there of what it's like. Let's talk about it a little bit more as we give this guy some scores. Oh, Stampy. Oh, Stampy. I don't know where Maximal 10 got these. Some years ago, there were a series of KOs that came out, and there was about 8 of them. I reviewed a few of them at the time, and to be fair, they're not all bad. For $3 Canadian, they really weren't all bad. In fact, the KO Lyo Jr. is still my Lyo Jr., and until the Kingdom Air Razor came along, the KO Air Razor was my Air Razor. So this'll serve fine for the cowardly and annoying Stampy. Stampy's like a great scout, but extremely cowardly. Good at delivering information and generally likable, but you don't want Stampy being the one that's going to have your back in battle, right? So, starting from the bottom, the feet really should be, I guess, how can I put this? The feet should really be gray, and in reality, like the lower leg should really kind of turn around, and there should be a piece down here that flips out to give a toe. So we can't really do that. We actually have the back paws being what's down here, and it doesn't really help the stability of this guy at all. So a transformation scheme is off there. The pelvis should be gold. The lower leg should be gold instead of white. The thigh should be gray instead of this orangey color, I guess we'll call it. Let me see if I can stand him up here a little bit. But he doesn't like to stand that great. He really doesn't. And it's not... Heavens help you, Stampy. I don't know. I don't think he's going to stand. I don't think he's going to stand. The arms, the upper arms, instead of being this yellow, they should be gray. The lower arms should be gold. The hands should be white as they are. The ears of the rabbit, they should be gray as well. The back paws here, I have them down, but I actually think that they're supposed to be up over... I don't know how long this is gonna last. I think they're actually supposed to be up over his head like that. Again, being a KO, there's no instructions with any of this, right? In terms of his main body here, the chest detail should be gold with red in the center instead of green with yellow in the center. And the red down on his tummy should just be white, and there should be a black kind of tummy line kind of up, going up over it. The head itself, the face should be kind of white, the eyes should be red, but the top of the head should be gold with like a kind of a greeny emerald highlight. So like, yeah, it's quite a, oh man, it's quite a KO. Poor Stampy. Poor Stampy. I mean, look is, it's the mold of Stampy. You look at it and you would probably say, hey, he's a rabbit, that gotta be Stampy, but it's like a 2. It's like a 2, right? In terms of the articulation, the head does nothing. The arms can go all the way around on ball joints, all the way out to the side, elbow to 90 degrees, really. And I suppose because it's a ball joint, you could say a bit of a, like a elbow swivel, bicep swivel, but you're not getting much out of it. The ear, that kind of moves. No waist, no head. The leg can go all the way forward. The leg can go back a fair bit. Kind of a thigh wiggle on the ball joint up here. 90 degrees at the knee, and then we have ankles able to go forward. But they're a bit loose, so I mean, if you try hard enough, you'll probably get him to stand, but does it look good? Not really. It's okay. I don't know, 6. We'll say it's 6. just to be nice. I mean, he can move. It feels okay enough, except for the back. So we have like a 2 and a 6. The guy's like a 4. He's not a great Stampy, right? But again, you get what you pay for. It's $3. We're going to attempt the transformation. I don't know how to do this. I know he's supposed to look like a bunny rabbit in the end, but again, there's literally no instructions, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Thanks a lot, Maximal 10. He loves to torture me with this stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So we have, in essence, a bunny leg done there, and I guess in essence same over here, because it looks like they just kind of fold up. Like they don't really seem to do per se anything. Same with the tail. It's just, I think, sort of kind of there, I believe. The head, does that, the head pushes down. Good, good, good. That's what I was hoping for. The arms will, ooh, that doesn't feel that great, I'm not gonna lie. The arm will come up over, and I guess an ear will rotate up, and of course this is the bunny head. Ugh. This is not good. Oh. Yeah, we'll take an ear up like this, and I guess we'll sandwich the bunny head together. Right? Yeah, up like that. Right? Right? This is so bad. And obviously this whole section here will go filled in by this piece kind of coming up over, and I presume fitting down around. Oh, goody gracious. This does not feel good. Oh, I pushed it down and I got it. I presume that the actual Stampy feels better in hand than this, but in essence, boom, here we have Stampy in his rabbit mode. I mean, if you know Stampy, the transformation's okay. The transformation's probably an 8. I mean, it makes sense. The way the arms fold up feels real tight. That don't feel so great. But other than that, it's not bad. Obviously, this is when the incorrect coloration really hurts. Like the tail back here should be gray. The ears should be gray. The thighs should be gray. And there should be like some blue fading on the back. I don't mind the fading being gone, but I do wish that instead of like this orangey color, they had used the gray. If this had been gray and white, I think it would have been more successful as a Stampy, right? As it is, I mean, it doesn't feel the best. You know, it doesn't look the best. It's not the best. It's a KO. But for $3, I think it's a success. The overall, I guess the transformation's an 8, so a 4. The guy overall is a 6, right? The look I said 2. The articulation I said about a 4. No. The look I said 2. The articulation I said about a 6, which averaged out to a 4. I think the transformation's about an 8. Let's average the 4 and the 8. That gives us about a 6. It's not perfect math by any stretch of the imagination. But here's the thing. If you paid any more than like $3 Canadian for it, then you overpaid. But for $2 or $3, like, you know what? It's functional and it works. Maybe a 6 in this case is good enough. And here we are once again, and here he is. So I detailed the coloration, and I do wish that at least the ears were more accurate in terms of coloration. The sculpting is fine for the whole thing, really. Heels would be nice just to help him stand better. These are kind of tight. He doesn't like to stand the best. But again, this is like a $3 KO or a $4 KO or something like that. It's fine for what it is, but in comparison to the real one, well, naturally it's sort of rough. I think the weakest part on this guy would probably have to be this section here that has his front paws on it. It feels very, very, very thin. Not the best feeling plastic. Now it moves fine, but you know, like it's a C-clip in here. I don't know how long that's going to last, what sort of longevity that's actually going to have. But you know what? That being said, my Lio Jr. is several years old now, and he's held up fine over time. I mean, fine enough for what it is. Not a huge fan of the character. Probably wouldn't go hunting for the official Stampy. But for this KO, you know what? It's all right. Let me know what you think about KO Stampy. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, please. Stick around, man. Have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially remember that you right there, you make a difference in the world whether you realize it, feel it, or not. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.